Now, where Brexit has taken an ugly turn in Westminster, Conservative MP Anna Soubry faced chants from protesters calling her a liar and a Nazi as she was giving a television interview. In response, more than 50 MPs have called on the Metropolitan Police to improve its response to abusive protesters. After it happened, another Brexit commentator, Femi Oluwole, filmed this video of Anna Soubry outside the Houses of Parliament.
You lost the people's vote. Anna, you're a fascist. Anna, fascist. Anna Soubry, you're a fascist.
Can you just show that there are children?
You're a fascist.
Anna, why do you call us EDL without any proof? We're not EDL, Anna.
Two police.
Anna, you're full of lies, aren't you, Anna?
You're a fascist.
Anna, you're full of lies, aren't you? Yeah, I'm good.
Well, a prominent journalist, Owen Jones, says he faced a similar experience. He posted this video online.
Have some roast gammon. You're angry, aren't they? A tampon. Have a tampon.
Well, let's get more on all of that with our UK correspondent Vincent McAviney, who's in London for us. Good morning to you, Vincent. Just give us a little bit of context, who these figures are that we just saw and what the response has been.
Good morning, Belle. Well, just to tell you where I am, this is the green outside of Parliament, and it actually belongs to the Houses of Parliament. So this is parliamentary land. It's protected. Journalists like myself, you'll see me here most days, we can broadcast from here, and it's meant to be a site where people can't come onto. But over the past couple of months, as Brexit tensions have risen, there's been a growing number of daily protesters leave and remain here. And they've mostly been in good spirits. They've at times argued with each other, but it has been pretty pleasant, to be honest. But this element has come in, and we've seen them in the last couple of weeks, this far-right element that seems to be supporters of the likes of Tommy Robinson, and they have been incredibly abusive, hurling abusive language and insults to journalists, to politicians, and to some of those fellow protesters. Now, this little group saw Anna Soubry, who is a former minister. She is a Conservative MP, but she's a strong Remainer, and she's a former barrister, she's a former TV newsreader. She is tough as old boots. But as you saw in that clip there, it got incredibly ugly for her. She was being abused constantly while she was on air with the BBC, and then just trying to get back into the House of Commons, she was surrounded and harassed like that. Owen Jones as well, the political commentator, he had the same experience. I've seen him have that abuse down here before from this same group of about 7 or 8 individuals who live broadcast themselves as they're doing this. And we have asked the police previously, well, why aren't you stepping in? Why aren't you doing more? And they've been a bit too hands-off with this, many people feel. And the Speaker of the House, John Bercow, he has said that the police need to be more active. And as you mentioned, some 50 MPs now asking why the police aren't doing more to step in and make sure that calm and peaceful protest continues here as it should do, but not this sort of thuggery that we've seen.
And of course, all of this threatening to distract from the very important debates that are going on in those Houses of Parliament behind you. MPs, of course, returning to try to debate what's going to be a vote next week. Just bring us up to date with all of that.
That's right. Well, the debate is set to start tomorrow, and in anticipation of that, Theresa May had about half of her whole collection of MPs into number 10 Downing Street last night for a drinks reception. She'll have the other half of them there tomorrow night, and she's also meeting with some of the 200 MPs who wrote to her yesterday saying that they will not allow her to move towards no-deal Brexit if her withdrawal agreement doesn't get through the House of Commons next week. That is still expected to fail in the House of Commons because nothing really has shifted. And a bit more bad news for the Prime Minister this morning. A business group called London First, whose board includes the bosses of Starbucks, Capita, Virgin, Deloitte, Legal & General, big businesses, and it has around 200 others in it. It's saying that it now will not support anymore the Prime Minister's withdrawal agreement, and it's calling for the Brexit process to be paused and for there to be cross-party cooperation on what happens next. So more trouble for the Prime Minister as things here at Westminster still seem deadlocked, and that clock is now ticking down. We're under 11 weeks to go as some of the no-deal plans we saw yesterday kicked in with some of those trucks being stacked on the motorway. Things here not progressing too much, but the Prime Minister still has a lot of work to do.